Hi, welcome to Cat Chat. This is
Hi.
Debbie and me. For those of you who watch all the time, Debbie's our shelter manager, and I'm the founder and executive director of Kitten Crazy and Quake Fix. And we're going to get started because we have some fun kitties. This is a black and white theme today. Look,
we've got a lot of black and white. Here they come.
Here they come. There's all black and white today.
James May, very sweetheart.
James May.
We got Brutus over here.
Come on, Brutus. Look at all the black and white.
He's a lap cat, if you like a lap cat.
And we've got this guy chewing on my hand like someone's playing with him.
No.
That's a no. That's a bad idea. Don't let cats chew on your hands like that. So, and they don't get, typically they don't get pet or anything. That's a no. That's what you want to do, and leave them alone. They learn very quickly. I don't get the toy that I was playing with, which is your hand. Yep, you can play with the microphone string.
Yeah,
that's a no. No. Let go. No. No. Okay, doesn't always work on a kitten. They have a attention span. And hello.
Geez.
That's no. Okay, so they'll redirect their energy somewhere else. That's all. He's going to go after the next moving thing because this one isn't allowed and this one isn't allowed. So he'll redirect and go somewhere else, and they'll learn super fast.
Yes.
But you have to be consistent. This is always a no.
And tell him why, because this is a great reason why.
Because look, he's already deciding maybe I don't want to be yelled at or I don't want to get picked. He's already not doing it. Because you don't want your cat, when you go to pet them for the rest of their life, to grab onto your hand thinking you're going to play with your hand.
Right.
Hands are for petting, toys are for playing. That's a saying we have. I have had it from day one, 13 years doing Kitten Crazy. Hands are for petting. This is why this is what your cat should know your hand to be doing, is petting them, not playing with them. You want to play with the cat and they're energetic, you get a toy, and you let them play with the toy, which keeps your hand far, far away. And I should be able to pet this cat, and this cat should not be reaching for my hand. There's a difference in their mind. So, and there's no spanking needed.
No.
What I did was what mom cat's going to do. Is going to growl, a real quick growl, or maybe even do a grab and a grab and a no, a grab and a growl, which is no. And you don't have to scream at your cat for a half an hour because they're going to be like, who cares? It's just simply association.
Right.
He's going to associate this bad no with what he just did. And it has to be immediate. You can't do it even 30 seconds later. There's no connection to that. So this is the way you play. And you said his name is?
His name is Eeyore.
I loved it.
We named him. He had 4 brothers and sisters, and they were all named after the Winnie the Pooh characters.
Winnie the Pooh.
He's the last one.
I can't imagine why. He is just
a lot of energy. They had a lot of energy.
And you fostered them?
I fostered them, and they were with the dog. Loved the dog. So
that's good to know.
They're very good with the dog.
Yeah. So, and they're super friendly. As soon as I picked him up earlier, he was purring. So he's going to be a great guy. He's going to be a great pet. Some kittens don't have as much energy as he has. This is not for elderly people who just want a kitten to sit on your lap. That's not necessarily going to be the case with this kitten. This is a kid's kitten, somebody who's going to play with him a lot properly. And by the way, pick up these toys when you're not playing with them. They can wrap around limbs, around their own neck. I've seen where one of the kittens that we had one day, we had these out early on, wrapped around its leg and cut off its circulation.
Oh.
And so they can be something that you don't want left around. Of course, this is also a ribbon. And if he starts to chew on it and starts to swallow it, that can be dangerous too. So these are great toys, but they should be picked up when you're not playing with them. That's all. Just be responsible, right?
Yes.
Just be responsible because they're great. They do the job. All right, so his name is Eeyore, and he's a darling.
He is a sweetheart.
And he looks like he's about 2.5 to 3 months old.
3 months old, I believe he is now.
Yep. He's tiny. He's got an oriental figure. He's got a very nice triangular face, so he's got some oriental in him. He's going to be a tall, thin guy unless he overeats. They all can get fat, but these Orientals tend to carry it down and under.
Oh.
Yeah, so they can have a little bulbousy belly, but they tend to carry it underneath them. And they always have these long, skinny tails, long, thin features, real pretty, straight and straight-edged. 2 weeks ago, when we taped our last show, because we tape every 2 weeks, we talked about Juniper and her enucleation, which was an eye removal. And if you haven't seen that show, she had her enucleation that day. Dr. Ashley, you met her on the show last time, performed the surgery perfectly. She's a phenomenal veterinarian. She's an even better surgeon. There's a difference. Not all veterinarians do surgery.
Right.
That's just, they learn it, but not all veterinarians perform surgeries. So this veterinarian does a lot. Most do, I'll say, so I don't get hate mail from people. My veterinarian does surgery. Well, yes, they do.
Yes.
But our doctors at Quick Fix, 90% of the work they do is all surgery.
Yeah.
They're performing surgeries on spays and neuters, of course, all day long. But with kitten crazy cats, with anything that they need, amputations, eye removals, whatever, they perform for us because we need it. This little girl is getting worse emotionally. Her behavior is actually getting more and more on the feral side. Remember when we had her here 2 weeks ago, she was somewhat docile, and I said these were feral kittens. This little girl, now that she's feeling better, is actually becoming more of her real self. And because that happens, sometimes when you don't feel good, you become cuddly. Some people, when they don't feel good, become bears, just nasty. She actually wanted to be cuddled when she wasn't feeling well. She really would purr under my hair and stuff, and now look at her. She wants nothing to do with me. You ungrateful little girl. But that's okay. I've tried to work with her. You know, you can't make somebody, and I like people and cat people. You can do it with lots of animals, but cats are so much like people. They're so varied in personalities. Whereas all dogs love people, you know?
True.
Not all cats love people. Cats have so many different personalities, like just these two right here.
Two different ones right there, about the same age.
Geez, Louise, you know, yeah. They have certain behaviors that you can count on. They have certain instincts that are just hard in there. They're going to behave certain ways. But their basic personalities, the one that God gave them when they were still in heaven being created, is who they are, just like us. We are who we are. We either have a good heart or a bad heart, you know. These guys don't know how to choose to be evil, but they do have a limitation on whether they're going to be the kind of cat that likes to be cuddled or doesn't like to be cuddled, it's their personality. It's not their will. It's not their will to be mean. It's their personality. And some are untrusting. They don't choose to be untrusting because of past experiences necessarily. They're just untrusting. There is a litter of 5 kittens. She's the only one like this. It's who she is. And the better she feels, the stronger she is feeling about being able to care for herself. And now she's lashing out. Now she wants to bite me a little bit. She wants to just at least get her teeth on me. And I'm like, wow, we changed. You know, yeah, we're feeling better. That's a good thing. We're feeling better. So now we have to work on getting her to trust feeling better, you know. But let's try to take a look at her eye without too much fiddling with her, because she just really doesn't like to be handled. She really doesn't. And these calicos and the torties, we call it tortitude.
Yes.
But these calicos, if you're gonna have one in the litter that's going to be a little bit with a catitude, it's going to be your calico.
Yes.
Almost every time. Your calico or your tortie are going to have the tudes. So she's a little bit nervous, but you can see she just got her stitches out today. It was 14 days, so it's a little bit raw from having the stitches removed, but it is beautiful. It's just beautiful. I don't know, can you see that, Andy? It's beautiful. Okay, I know you don't like that.
That scared you too. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
baby.
that scared you. That scared you. Come here. And a lot of times she likes this, so I'm going to see if she'll just sit here with me like this. This is how we sit at my house because I fostered them for several weeks while they got better. They had a really bad cold, all
Right.
5 of them. And then I had to get them better before she could have her surgery. She had her surgery, and now we've gone 2 more weeks at my house. But she just... I don't look her in the eye because that's very threatening. You don't look these kind of cats in the eye. You just cuddle them where they feel a little safe. But the second that she could, she'd be gone. She'd be like,
Right.
boing, and then we wouldn't find her in this this very open place with lots of furniture and places to hide. But she's a dolly. And somebody, you said, may have her
They
on
want her.
hold.
I'm going to call them today and ask if they still would like her and explain the situation, and you know they might be okay with it. So
She's shivering
Aw.
from fear right
yeah.
now.
What is all new and then all these new cats? I mean, it would be scary to any cat.
Yeah, but
So-
most of them don't do this.
No, I know.
Most
Jesus,
of them
Bree.
are not so frightened that she's just shivering. And I feel so bad for her because I can't do any more for her than what I've done. I've given her every opportunity. Her face has been red from my lipstick for weeks, and she still hates it. And that's just not normal for most cats. They usually settle down. But this little one, it's just who she is. That's just the way it is. And that's okay. So if that's the case, then it's possible that she may have to go to a farm to live out her life in freedom. I think it's not a bad deal. I think it's a great deal. The farms that we deal with love the cats, feed them, and if they want to be held, they're held and carried around, and if they don't, they don't. This is torture for her.
Right.
Why would we make her go to a home, live under someone's bed, and be uncomfortable her whole life? It's not her choice. This is not her choice. And she's telling me every single day, I'm not budging. I'm not budging. So we try to go with what the cat is telling us.
She may
And
even-
this particular one says,
Could she even be an outside in the garage and, you know, come in
Yeah.
the garage and you never know.
absolutely.
I mean, just look at
Lovely.
that face.
a
Loves to
Maine
be brushed.
Coon.
Yes.
Not a blood. He's not a full-blooded Maine Coon, but he definitely has some Maine Coon qualities about him.
Oh, yes.
He has a crinkled ear. That is from a hematoma. So what happens is when they have these kind of ears, and obviously he's got an ear issue in here. Does he have ear mites?
We
'Cause
cleaned
just
them out
got 'em
yesterday. No, we got him a couple of days ago.
Couple
They
days ago.
looked at his ears and they cleaned them out.
See when your cat dips their ear like that, and it's like, maybe not so much on this side. He just likes it on this side. Sometimes they just like to be pet. But I can see it's on both sides.
Yeah.
See how he lays his ear flatter? Like, your cat's talking to you all day, every day. All day. It's talking with its whiskers, its ears, its tail. Tail tells you the story. If it's up, it means its attitude is up. If it's down, underneath itself, it's scared to death. If it's just down and just hanging, that's just like, I'm just hanging out. If it's swishing, it's like wanting to hit. You can kind of associate it. If it's really swishing like this, it's in fighting mode. They just have so many ways of telling us what's going on, and we just don't listen. We just don't listen.
No.
So this behavior right here, he wants us to itch it for him, but he's also, you can see the position of his ear when he's doing it. This side is worse than this side, I can tell. But this ear right here, that was a hematoma. And what happens is there's just this real thin layer of skin right here. And what happens is in that layer of skin, it fills up with sometimes pus and water. And it's in the ear itself, it'll puff up like that. And it'll be so full of liquid, and it will actually reabsorb sometimes on its own and then fill back up and reabsorb. When it's full like that, it's painful.
Yes.
And it can be infected, okay? And so a lot of times people will take their cat to the vet, and the vet will take a needle and withdraw the fluids. When that happens, it's kind of like a heavy person losing weight. That skin has been stretched and it has nowhere to go, so then it just kind of does this. It crinkles up and it becomes really hard. But there are times where if they don't get, there's like a sac or something, if they don't get it all, it'll refill back up and it'll be a chronic problem. So you have to make sure that you get the whole thing. But when that happens, it permanently damages the ear.
Oh.
So, and a lot of times it'll travel to the other ear. And so whatever's happening over here will eventually happen over here, but not always. Apparently it was caught early enough and it didn't affect this ear. A lot of times you'll see both ears all shriveled up. And it's got to be a little bit uncomfortable, so, but there's nothing you can do, nothing you should do or need to do. But it's really hard. It's like really hard. This is nice and soft, and this is thick and hard. But with that issue, I find cats with that issue, with old hematoma problems, tend to have ear issues. So you want to just make sure that you're keeping the ears clean and no ear mites, things like that.
Yeah,
So,
we did clean them yesterday. Maybe we'll do it again in a couple days.
yeah, and
Just to
we
see.
always revolution our cats.
Yes.
Day one, they
He
get
just
revolution.
got that yesterday too. So
But what a nice guy.
isn't he a beautiful?
Yes, he's gorgeous. So what color do you think he is, Deb?
I'm gonna say black. Okay.
He's pretty black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a gorgeous, gorgeous black. This is a smoke. This is
Okay.
a smoke. But he has a tabby pattern right here. See, this is the M. So he is a I love you. Aw. He is a tabby because of the M. He has very little tabby pattern in him. But I would say, with what tabby he has, wow, you are just handsome. He's just a black tabby.
Yeah.
He's black with some little bit of tabby. But boy, is he gorgeous.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. How old is he?
He is 7 years old.
7.
Yes.
So he's in people years, he's 35.
He'd be a great addition to your home.
Yeah, he's a handsome dude.